Liverpool now in 6th place. It wasn't too long ago they were comfortably first by some distance as well, but that's how quickly things can change in the Premier League. So, firstly, before we discuss the match as a whole, was it a penalty, yes or no? What we just saw?
Well, for me, no. No, and I was disappointed.
If you take your Liverpool hat off?
Yeah, I still don't think it was a penalty. I still don't think it was a penalty. Listen, it was a rash challenge. At the end of the day, Van Dijk should be more disciplined and not just dangle a foot out and try and nick the ball. He needs to move his feet and get between the goal and the man if he's going to try and get the shot off and not dangle his foot. He did dangle his foot, give away the free kick, and that asked the question, was it inside, was it on the line? And they decided it was on the line, therefore it was a penalty, and it was a big moment in the match.
From my perspective, I'd like to know how they came to the conclusion it was on the line.
There's no lines, was there?
We haven't seen any pictures as such, have we, of that? For me, I think it's a very harsh penalty. Very harsh indeed. And I don't think when it happened at the time there was anybody particularly appealing for a penalty. So, you know, just very strange. You know, Virgil van Dijk, for all his experience, yeah, you're right, Jason, strange challenge from him. But, you know, it's a contact sport, and yes, he has kicked his boot, but that doesn't make a player go down like that. I know why players go down. They want to draw the official's attention to what's happened. But it's just a very different game to, you know, the way I feel football should predominantly be. There isn't enough contact allowed.
Did you think it was a penalty?
My opinion doesn't matter. I never played the game professionally.
No, it does matter, because it does matter in the sense of what I'm going to say. Did you think it was a penalty?
I think it could fall either way.
Well, then there you go. There you go. There you go. There's the answer straight away. Yeah. It's not clear and obvious, is it?
No. Yeah.
That's my point. I mean, we're sitting here with...
It's a lottery, isn't it?
Possibly 3 different ideas of what we thought, and in that case, it's not clear and obvious. So how the officials have decided to come to the conclusion it was, without showing us as well, like Gary said, no lines, no concrete proof, then I'm a little bit sceptical.
Well, penalty aside, was it a fair result?
Your view does matter.
Oh, off camera perhaps it does. Off camera only. But was it a fair result, do you feel? Were Liverpool that bad during the game?
Fair result. Listen, Liverpool dominated possession, I think 68%, which we know, you know, doesn't guarantee you a victory and doesn't suggest that they should have won the game. But
Mohamed Ashili was worked.
Yeah, he was.
Listen, the scoreline could have been a lot worse.
Listen, I'll take my Liverpool hat off. I think Brentford, yeah, they deserved the win. I don't think Liverpool did enough. You could suggest scoring 2 goals away from home. You know, you should have done enough, but it was the same glaring problems. You know, defensively, weak at the back, created opportunities. OK, like I said, we've scored 2, but you've got to manage the game better. You know, Arne Slot now has got a big target on his back after what they did last season, and teams are growing in confidence. They're finding a way to play against Liverpool, which is, you know, is a simple way of bullying Liverpool. You know, the blueprint for me was set last season by Everton, by the likes of Crystal Palace, who bullied Liverpool into results, either a draw or a win. They took Liverpool to the wire, and they got something out of Liverpool. Teams are following suit. Now, he said in his pre-match interview, oh, it's going to be a different game, it's going to be this. It was never going to be a different game playing Brentford to what it was going to be playing Manchester United. You know, they were going to get the ball in behind, they were going to be physical, and they were going to ask Liverpool questions. They got a result.
But what do you both think, his comments after, that he is struggling to find an answer to breaking down teams?
That's his job.
Well, exactly.
Yeah. Listen, yeah. I'm not getting on his back, and I'm listen, you know, it's still early days.
I don't think there's a way that Liverpool need to play to solve those problems. I think it's about individuals playing better. You know, I don't think Van Dijk looks as in control of situations as he normally does. Konate, I think he's really confused at the moment because he's in his last year under contract, and I think his head's been turned a little bit. He doesn't seem totally focused. You know, they've got a different keeper at the moment. The 2 fullbacks have changed, haven't they, from last season? They brought in a huge amount of attacking flair talent, and actually there's not enough places in the team for the amount of talent that they brought in, so they can't get the balance right. It's about individuals, in my opinion, blending in, and they haven't been able to do it. I don't think the opposition are playing any better against Liverpool. I really don't.
I think they're more confident.
Maybe, yeah. Even at the start of the season, you know, Liverpool were, you know, people were actually giving the title to Liverpool after 5 games, weren't they? But Liverpool were actually coming from a deficit, and then scoring a late goal to win it. They weren't convincing even when they were top of the league.
I think teams are being more expansive and more willing to take Liverpool on now. Liverpool have lost their aura a little bit. You know, you create that by being champions, by churning out result after result after result. I did it with United in the 90s. You know, you go to Old Trafford, you'd be looking for a draw at best. You know, they just had that aura about them. Liverpool have had it through the 80s and the 90s.
Yeah.
You know, they had that aura, maybe not so much the 90s, but certainly the 80s and the 70s. So you create that, and Liverpool have had that, but slowly bad results can ebb away at that, and you can slowly chip away and you can lose it. Liverpool have lost it, so teams are taking Liverpool on.
What about finding a solution? In midweek, Mo Salah was dropped for the second consecutive Champions League game, I should add. Did they look better without Salah in the side? I know he scored yesterday, but being able to play Wirtz on the right?
Yeah, he's still searching. He's still searching for good relationships to be forged. He's still searching for his best team. I don't think he knows his best team. He's got so many riches to pick from. And it's not working. I agree with Gary. It's not working. Whatever he's tried has not worked. Even the points we've amassed and the teams that he's put out and the teams that we've played, it's not been great. I've not looked at one game of Liverpool and gone, that's it, that's the team. They're playing really well.
They went behind in the Champions League midweek, didn't they?
Yeah, it's a Frankfurt, yeah. So, and I don't know, because obviously with Isak's injury, you know, it kind of opened the door, or made it an easier decision to put Salah back in, McAteer up top, and Wirtz just moves into the centre. But again, for me, the big decision was, do you play Wirtz? Because Wirtz can't, I don't think Wirtz can play in these really physical games yet. And I know he's cost a lot of money, and I know it's a brave decision for the manager to drop him 2-3 times on the spin, but sometimes you're going to have to do it. Yeah. Be brave.
You've got to, when you've got as many good players, and they are good players at Liverpool, they're really a talented squad. When you've got that many good players, I still think you have to nail your starting 11. That's my strongest 11, and I don't think Arne Slot can make his mind up what his best and strongest starting 11 is.
Very quickly.
Very quickly. You look at his midfield yesterday, which is Szoboszlai, who wants to play more advanced, really, and get into the box. You've then got Wirtz and you've got Curtis Jones. You know, them two are really lightweight against this Brentford team who are going to compete in the middle of the park. Endo's on the bench. That game, for me, is crying out for a bit of discipline, a bit of composure. Someone's going to put the foot in, break things up. But not go anywhere.
But sit and do a job.
Just sit and do the job. Yeah. It might not be pretty, but you're sitting doing a job. But that's got to come at the sacrifice of who? For me, that would have been Wirtz.
OK, very, very quickly, because we do have to move on. If there was a big red button right there in the middle and I was to reach out and touch it to signal that it's crisis time at Liverpool, is this the time to press it? Because I answered to you last week. I did. No, and now since then...
We don't do crisis at Liverpool. We do drama.
Drama, OK.
There's drama going on.
What level of drama? Are we at Oscar-winning level drama now, or are we still
Oscar
on
as in the award?
The award, or are we still at daytime television drama levels?
Daytime television.
Daytime, OK.
I sat here last week and said no. No, it's... I still believe it. Liverpool have too much talent, too much quality. They'll turn this around.
All right.